Hello YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I'm going over my February TBR list. I've got a lot of fun things on deck for February. I know I say that every month, but every month I'm really excited about the fun things I'm about to read. So anyway, this is what's on deck for February. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's get into it. Let's start things off with book club. So my patrons and my channel members have voted, and the book that won the poll for our February book of the month is Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. And I have been meaning to read this for years and I still haven't read it, and I'm very excited to do it. And I actually met the author even. This is signed, and she drew pictures on the book and everything. She was so sweet when I met her. So this is signed, and I still haven't read it because I'm a monster. So we're gonna read this together. I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be such a fun time. So this takes place in Nigeria, and we're following this girl named Sunny. She's of West African descent, except she was born in New York City, and she's also albino. So she's kind of really trying to find her place in the world. And it turns out, hey, guess what? She has some latent magical abilities, and then she meets a group of other people who also have latent magical abilities, and they start doing witchcraft stuff, way into that, and then they have to find a bad guy using magic to kill people. So lots of magical adventures here, and I know this book is so well beloved by so many people, and I've been wanting to read it for years, so it's happening. It's finally happening. I am so excited. So yes, this is book club pick for my patrons and channel members. If you want to join and also be part of the book club, links for that are in the description down below. So due to popular demand, or peer pressure if you want to call it that, I'm going to be reading Lasher by Anne Rice. Did I like The Witching Hour? No, I didn't. I was very upset by it. But everyone really wants me to read Lasher, so I'm doing it for you. I'm doing a public service. So I'm assuming this is continuing the story on from how we left off at the end of Witching Hour. Mind you, I have a whole video review of that out, so you can watch that. But basically, I think we're going to be following Rowan and Lasher whilst they are on the run and doing crazy stuff. And hopefully it will be less gross, but I have so low hope that it will. I'm bracing myself that it's gonna be gross. And the only good side I can think of here is that, well, for starters, the first book is nearly 1,000 pages long, and the audiobook is 50 hours long. This one is about 600 pages long, and the audiobook is a breezy 28 hours. It's still super long, but it's almost half as long. So I'm okay, well, at least it's not as long. I'll have less time to suffer. But yes, I'm going to be reading this. We shall see how it goes. But yes, I will have a full video recap of it. It will be coming. But yikes, this is happening. Peer pressure is real. Also on deck, I have The Cloisters by Katy Hayes, and this one seems really fun. I'm super into it. It's kind of, I don't know, it feels like magical librarians, and I was hello, I'm a naughty librarian. I'd like to meet you. We're following Anne. She gets assigned to this gothic museum full of weirdo stuff. Here's all this weird divination and magical stuff. She gets assigned there. She thought she was going to be working in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Doesn't work out for her. However, you know what? Blessing in disguise. She learns a whole lot, and also there's this whole thing with maybe tarot cards can actually predict the future, and there's this whole 15th century deck of tarot cards that's magic. I don't know. I don't need to know any more than that, frankly. Just tell me that and I'm already interested enough to want to read this. So very excited for it. I know it's got a little bit of buzz around it. People have been enjoying this, so I am very excited to read this. And everything else for February, it's all a mishmash of romances, because why Valentine's Day? I can do what I want. So anyway, let's start off with paranormal romance. So I got 2 of those. And first things first, I'm going to be reading Munro by Kresley. This came out literally a year ago, and I still haven't read it, which is bizarre because I love Kresley books. I've read everything that's author have written except for this book. Mainly because there was such a long gap in between books that, like, I don't know. I was just like nervous about it, but I'm gonna get into this one. I'm very excited. If you want like good paranormal romance, Kresley Cole is your girl. She wrote the Immortals After Dark series. It has lots of books in it. So if you want to get into a series that already has like 20 books, this is the one for you. So Munro, werewolf, right? And then his mate is this girl named Ren, except she's a human and also in the past, and he has to time travel, and then he saves her. But the problem is she's human and very breakable. How are they gonna fix this? I don't know. Here, want to double down on problems? Ren hunts werewolves. What are they gonna do? How are these crazy kids gonna work it out? Really, you had me at werewolf. Say no more. And yes, I'm finally gonna read this. It's been a year. It's been a year. Damn it, I'm gonna read this. It's happening. And let's stay on this werewolf train for a minute here, because I also have Big Bad Wolf by Suleikha Snyder. And I've been meaning to read this one for quite some time as well. This one is kind of like legal, like a legal mystery, but also werewolves. So basically, there's this werewolf named Joe, right? He killed a bunch of mobsters who killed his foster brother. So like vigilante stuff. However, like the paranormal world also rules like the criminal underworld. So like he's made a lot of enemies. He's in trouble. Enter Nnedi. She is a lawyer and a psychologist, and she's like, I'm gonna build you a good defense. Obviously with sexy results. And I'm so into that. I am very excited for this one. I don't hear it talked about a lot, but I'm very intrigued by it. I'm hoping I very much enjoy this. It seems fun. Last books I have on deck here are all historical romances, so let's get into those. I'm going to be reading In Her Highlander's Bed by Lynsay Sands. I love this series by Lynsay Sands. This is the Highland Bride series. I think this is book like 10 or 11 in it, but basically every book is kind of the same plot. And I don't care, because like I like the plot. They're always like goofy and silly, and there's a murder mystery, and there's like sexy stuff happening and kilts. Like that's all I really require, and it delivers on all fronts. So we have Callan, right? One day he's like swimming around in the loch, being very Scottish, right? He comes out, there's a young lad trying to steal his plaid. That happening. So he has to like tackle the young lad to take back his plaid. Otherwise, he's just free balling it in the wilderness. But it's not a young lad. It's a lady. What are you gonna do? So he takes her back to his castle, right? And she's like, wakes up. And her name is Alyssa. And she was literally fleeing a forced marriage. And she's like, nope, not dealing with this, running away. And now she wakes up in this strange castle with a bunch of people she doesn't know. She doesn't know if she can trust them. So she's like, I have amnesia. I don't know who I am. La la la. So it's kind of their romance with starting with lying about amnesia. And like, obviously someone is going to try to kill her and they're going to have to stop it. And like, I love it. I don't care if I know the plot. I still love it. So I'm going to have a good time with this. It's going to be fun Scottish delights. Also on deck, I have Rules for Heiresses by Amalie Howard. And this one has also been on my shelf for quite some time. I believe it was sent to me. It was sent to me from one of my subscribers from my Amazon wish list. So thank you so much. And I'm finally going to be reading it. So we have Ravina, right? She's a lady. She doesn't want to get married. She's been running around trying to avoid it. But then this guy's like, well, I'll ruin you and then you'll have to marry me. And she's like, no. And so she's running away. She's in trouble. And then Cortland, he just shows back up in England. He has like family issues and he's like, not dealing with this. However, you're the new duke. You have to show back up. So he shows up just in time for Ravina to like literally fall into his arms. This is like gonna cause a scandal. Maybe they should get married. So they kind of have like a marriage of convenience going on here because he's now a new duke and she's trying to get away from like, I'll ruin you or else guy. So like they decide we're getting married. And then like they're gonna fall in love for real. And those are my favorite kind of stories. I love a fake dating, marriage of convenience or something of the like. I love it because they always fall in love for real. Do I know how the story could end? Yes, I still like it anyway. So yes, very excited to be reading this one. I think it's gonna be really fun. I am also going to be reading An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa. Cole. This is another one. It's been on my shelf for a while. I keep meaning to read and I don't do it. So I'm reading it this month. I'm pretty excited about it. This one is like spy drama. I'm so into it. So we're following Elle, right? This is taking place in the Civil War era. She is a woman of color, a free woman of color from Massachusetts, and she risks everything to spy for the Union by going back down into the South to be a spy. So she already badass lady. Love her. And then we have Malcolm, and he's an undercover Pinkerton agent, and he is like tasked with infiltrating a group of like rebels. And then they have to work together because they both find out this plot that will turn the tides of the war into the Confederacy's favor, and they're like, nope, we're not letting these yahoos win. So they have to work together to like bring them down, and I'm like so into it. I love a good spy thriller. So yeah, I think this is gonna be really fun, and it's Alyssa Cole. She has never done me wrong. I've read so many books by this author. Never done me wrong before. So yes, I'm pretty pumped about this one. I think it's gonna be super fun. All right, so that was February. It's not the longest TBR list, but I wanted to like leave some time open for like mystery books, like just in case something else catches my fancy. I can like decide last minute to change something out or add something to it. So that's February, everybody. Who knows? Maybe I'll throw something else in, but that's what's on deck for now. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you got on deck for February? Are you reading any like saucy romances? It's also Black History Month. Are you reading books by authors of color? If so, what are you reading? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including a book club and early access to videos, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. Links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I will see you guys soon. Goodbye!